Boom. Welcome to another episode of Legend Korner. I'm here with a special guest. Actually, our first guest on the show, man. Anthony Kincy, the man, the myth, the legend.
Hey, I appreciate you having me, dog, man. It's an opportunity. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be on for sure.
For sure, man. For sure. And like I said, bro, I watched you growing up. So, you know what I'm saying? Just getting you on the show, it means a lot to me. So,
Respect,
again, just giving your flowers and, I love, man. So,
I love, bro. That's what's up, man. I appreciate it.
for sure. Like I said, we're going to hop right into it, man. So, take me back, man, to the beginning, bro. From St. Petersburg, man. Talk to me about it.
The Bird, man, St. Petersburg, dog. I born and raised there all my life, man. Spent 18 years there. Growing up, did it all, man. Was active. It was 4 kids in the house. My older sister, she's about a year and a half older than us. I got a twin brother, same age, so it was beef all day with that. And then I got a younger sister. She's 4 years younger than us. Me and my brother. So, man, we was active, all of us involved in sports, man. Parents, both 2-parent home, man. Shout out to the parents, man. They stuck it together. They did a really good job with all 4 of us, man. But we were truly blessed, definitely growing up. But man, born and raised there. Went to high school at Gibbs, man, and from there things transitioned on. Crazy story, man. I didn't even play high school ball barely much my senior year, and what I mean by that is I got hurt early on in practice. I think I played about 3 games senior year starting off. So, man, that kind of killed my momentum, man. Killed kind of some dreams for me. But my high school coach who came in my senior year, really good dude, Yusuf Shakir, man. Shout out to him. He was like, how do you respond when adversity hits you? So, man, moving on from there, he kind of helped me mold into where I am today, man. Just some of his principles and values, as well as my parents and my father, big time. But I know you got questions. We'll dab on into that.
Definitely. So, like, take me back to how you got introduced to sports. First story.
Okay. Well, like I said, man, grew up with both of my parents, and both of them definitely played sports or participated in sports. Mom, she was big time in track. Ran track. She came from a huge family, but ran track, and she was a cheerleader. She did some professional cheering as well, but she went off, ran track. She actually went to the school that I went to in high school, Gibbs, and then she went off and ran track in Iowa and did some cheerleading for Tampa Bay Bandits and whatnot. My dad, he did it all. He kind of humble, man. He don't like to brag about what he did, but I hear from his friends. My dad did it all: basketball, baseball growing up, but high school, three sport athlete: football, basketball, track. Then went off to college. He went to school with my mom as well. He played football and ran track in college. So obviously sports was ingrained in us. My dad was we started off in soccer, a good intro sport, and it was more of, hey, you're gonna do something, be active. So we started off playing soccer, and we had some older cousins, man. My cousin Corey Henderson and Ramon Henderson, RIP Ramon, man. But he was looked at as our big brother, Ramon. My cousin Corey, he's about a year older than us, and Ramon was about 4 years older. So we always want to do what Ramon did, man. And they played sports. They had a head start on us when it came to football. So we wanted to play football, man. My dad, he was like, we're going to hold you guys off to about 13. And we just kept begging them, man. Let us play, man. Corey Ramon playing, that's how it was. But we did everything else. It was soccer. It was basketball. It was baseball. As we got older, we ran track as well. But, man, starting off, we finally brought him in and was like, hey, Dad, man, let us play football. And he did. And we started about 11. And then it went on from there, man. Did everything. Like I said, my dad was big on diversifying sports. He didn't want to individualize at a young age because you don't know. You don't know what you want to do. So he was like, hey, use all these other sports to advance your skill set. So we played all different sports growing up. And as we got closer to high school, and it was more, and when we got into high school, we just started focusing on me and my brother, just strictly football. And then from there, man, we locked in on that and was like, we're gonna help this sport use us to pay for our schooling growing up.
Definitely, definitely. And being a multi-sport athlete, getting all the way up to high school at Gibbs Senior High. I heard you was originally signed to Jackson State, man.
Yeah, man. Jacksonville University in Florida. So like I told you early on, I tell people I didn't play my senior year. I played about 2 to 3 games, but I got hurt in practice, and it was a minor injury. It was my hand. I broke my hand, but back then I graduated 2008, so doctors are a lot advanced now, and they're a little bit more lenient with what they do. And like if this happened at the University of Tennessee, where I'm at now, they'll wrap it up, put a soft gas on it, and then they'll sign me up and play. But high school, that didn't happen. So didn't have offers like I wanted to, just because my junior year wasn't the greatest year. So I had a guy in front of me playing that was really started over me. So it is what it is. Senior year, I come in, I'm the man, that's my position. Then some adversity happened. So I kind of went to Jacksonville, Florida. Being from Florida, I went to Jacksonville University for 1 year and played there. They decent school. It's Division I AA, so it wasn't D1, but it was Division I AA. You got a chance to play in the playoffs and win for a national championship on that level. But man, I went there for 1 year, played. It just wasn't for me in the sense of I just wanted more, dude. I was like, man, I need more. I know I'm better than this. No knock to those guys down there, because I loved it. I had fun, man. I still got lifelong friends at that school. But me as a competitor and my personal development, I was just like, man, I want a little bit more. So I left after 1 year and went off to JUCO, bro. And went out to Cali, man, and played there. Had a great time, man, and had a really good season. Made lifelong friends. Man, I did a really. If I could go back again, I would go to JUCO from out of high school.
Okay.
And what's crazy is I should listen to my high school coach, man. He told me, he's like, Kincy, man, I think you probably should look at going to junior college in California, man. They don't have a state restriction limit. Some schools in Kansas and Mississippi, you only have a certain out of state limit with athletes. He was like, man, with you being hurt, JUCO would be a solid way to go. I was like, man, nah, JUCO for people who ain't got good grades or just not good. And, I didn't learn. I didn't know at the time. I was uneducated. And really it's just for guys that needed a second chance to help develop, So for me, it was perfect. I went there, man, had accolades there, first team all conference in my position, and ended up having several opportunities to go to school and play, and ended up deciding to go to Arkansas State with that.
Gotcha. So when you decided to go to Arkansas State, before we go into the success of that, what was like your mindset? What was the mentality heading to Arkansas State?
Man, that's a good question. For me, it was like, dude, I got to go get it. Because like I told you, it was 4 kids. 3 of us are all in college at the same time. My older sister, myself, and my brother. So my daddy was like, man, look, y'all got to get scholarships. Paying for college for 3 kids all in one time is tough. Then he was like, you got your little sister coming up, so that was me and my brother mentality was like, hey, we got to go get it. So I went to JUCO. My mindset was, hey, one and done. You play 1 year, get your Division I scholarship, ball out, do what you can. And so that's what it was, man. I lived in an apartment with a couple dudes from Florida, a couple of them from my hometown too. We lived in a 3-bedroom apartment, dog. 3-bedroom apartment, 8 people lived in there. So you think about 3 bedrooms, you got 2 people in each room, 2, 4, 6, and 2 Georgia boys. They stayed in the living room.
Okay.
And we got out the mud. Our mindset was like, dude, we got to get it out of the mud. We here a short period of time, temporary. So rent was $800. We all paid $100 a piece. That was our mindset. Doing schoolwork then was a little bit tough. You had to wait till everybody go to sleep because it ain't no quiet time with 8 people in the house. Right. But so taking that mindset from going to get it, man, to transition to Arkansas State, same mentality, because now I got 2 years left, 2 years to ball and make something of myself. And mind you, coming in Arkansas State, I had 2 guys in my positions. Matter of fact, 3 guys in my position that were seniors, so it was like, hey, what you gonna do? So the mentality there was like, man, go grind, man, handle your business. My daddy always told me, man, God rewards hard work, and that's all I knew all my life growing up. So, man, the mentality was, hey, we ain't here to sugarcoat. We ain't here to do nothing but go get it, man. So, and eventually taking the starting spot,
Man, hey, you did that. You did that. And going back to the first year, 2011, correct?
2011. Yep, that was my junior year.
First year coming into A-State, I knew you guys went 10-3 under Coach Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
Take me back to that whole year. Take me back to playing under Coach Hugh Freeze.
Man, Coach Freeze, that was an awesome year. Obviously, going into my junior year and being able to play for Freeze, that was his first head job before he went to Ole Miss. And so coming in, that was a magical year. Arkansas State, before the past 2 years, I think they had won 3 games, both years back to back. They had never went to a conference championship, so forth. Now, traditionally, when they were in Indians, they did well, but at the current time, man, they had never won. Went to a conference championship or a bowl game. I think that's what it was. Right. And so, man, we went there. I went there, shoot, like I said, 10-3. That was a great year. Coach Freeze, man, did an awesome job of not only being a football coach, but building character, man. He did the pregame speeches on game days. Usually some coaches bring in people or the chaplain does it. But Coach Freeze, man, he had a journey about crossing the Jordan River. In every game, it was along that same thing, but just building on top of that. So that was a magical year. We had some special players, man. The leadership on that team was phenomenal. You had DeMario Davis as a senior captain on the defensive side, who's now obviously killing it in NFL with the New Orleans Saints. So, man, it was a magical year. Offense, you had Ryan Apple at quarterback, numerous of players. I go on all day. So the talent was there. It's just Coach Freeze really helped building that faith and making us believe, man. And that's really what took place that year. It was special.
Yo, what's good, family? Hey, we popping out with some new heat this time, man. It's called Out the Way. Shout out to the Out the Way gang, Out the Way Trey, Out the Way G. We rocking with y'all, man. And we dropping the information, man. Let's go. Love. Definitely. And then, like I said, having a pretty good year, 10-3, that's a good season. You can't ask for better than that. Next year, similar, 10-3 season. Right. We go.
We go.
One conference play. Was there any difference between playing under both Freeze and Gus? Both two great coaches.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I get that question all the time because obviously being able to play for both of those teams, Freeze leaving after 1 year to go to Ole Miss, and then Malzahn coming in. So when hearing Coach Malzahn coming in, man, that was like, man, shoot. Similar offense, similar style philosophies. Coach Malzahn's dynamic with it. They're two different types of guys. I love them both. Freeze is he loves you up, man. And as a players coach, he cares about you as a person, not just football, what you could do on the football field, but he cares about your soul, man. He wants you to become a believer. He didn't force anybody, but he cared about you as a person. So, man, he was a players coach. What you call a players coach? Coach Malzahn coming in, it was exciting. His success at Auburn, he went to national championship as the offensive coordinator in 2010. Then they went to Chick-fil-A Bowl 11. He came to us in 12. So it was exciting, him being a former Arkansas high school coach, it was huge for the state of Arkansas. So coming in, man, difference between him and Freeze is Malzahn really showed you what it is like to play in the NFL. He, from a mindset of, he was strictly about football. At that time of his career, it was about business. Coming from Auburn, he's seen it done at a high elite level, having success behind Cam Newton and those guys. So coming to Arkansas State, it was more of, hey, we're about business. We're going to continue this thing. So that was the difference. But both great guys. I love them to death. Still keep in contact with both of those guys. It was just an amazing opportunity to be able to work for more so play for both of those guys.
Definitely. So, and I want to go back to that season. I remember you guys playing Kent State in the
GoDaddyBowl.com, Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah. So tell me about that, because that was the last game of being, a student athlete.
Yeah, that definitely was. It was a special moment because I want to say that was the first bowl game win. And
Correct.
And it was just special, dude. Everybody, you know, the bonds that were built over the years, and me being there for a short period of time, 2 seasons, it goes by fast. But man, being an opportunity to play in the bowl game, you see it growing up as a kid. You see all the bowl games from the end of December to early January, you know, and you growing up and watching it on Saturday and Little League football on Saturdays, you like, man, I want to be there. So being able to have that opportunity where your family come and enjoy that, man, it is a blessing. It's not taken for granted because not everybody makes a bowl game. Being in this profession now and seeing that, fortunately, I've never missed a bowl game ever, from playing to coaching through the grace of God. But not every school gets the opportunity. As simple as it sounds, you got to win 6 games in college football. Anybody could be beaten, you know, any given day. So that was huge for us to have the opportunity for the school, for university. And what that did is it started a trend, man, and with Arkansas State, because they went to win 4 Sun Belt Conference championships in a row, I believe. New facilities, 3 coaches leaving to go to big time programs, Ole Miss, Auburn, and Boise State, all in 1 year, 1 football season of coaching as a head coach. It made that place become special. It made Arkansas a national brand, Arkansas State a national brand, putting on the map for making it cool for people to go there. So that was huge, man.
Yeah, man. Y'all guys definitely put Arkansas State on the map.
Right.
And just like I said, man, I'm just giving y'all flowers, man, because
I appreciate it.
y'all
Man, and then it's like people like your dad, you know, your pops play, obviously.
Correct.
OG from Arkansas State played football there. So to be able to make things happen like that, for them to show, oh man, they hard work, because you don't really reap the benefits of what you did, it's the people that come behind you. So the work that they put in, obviously installed and building that culture, because like I said, it was always there. It's just Freeze came in and jumpstart that thing and kicked it off and rolling. But to be able to continue the legacy that they had prior to us, and now seeing it transition, like the facilities there is unreal. We talked about that. It's just phenomenal. The jerseys, the different type of jerseys. When I first got to Arkansas State, we didn't have a name on the back of our jersey. You know what I'm saying? And when we got that our next year when Malzahn came in, we was like, oh man, this is the best thing happened. We feel like college football players now.
Right.
And now what they have, the unlimited combos of jerseys, uniforms, helmets, cleats, gloves. I mean, the facilities is unreal. So it's good to see the change in that program.
Definitely. And after having a successful college career or collegiate career, what was next? Tell me like the thought process. Tell me did you face any type of adversity transitioning from a student athlete to the real world?
Man, that's a good question, man. Shoot, man, even before transitioning from football or life after college to the real world, I faced adversity in school, man. And I have a 10-year-old son, you know, and I'm 32. So my son, he was born when I was in school in Arkansas. He's an Arkansas kid. I'm from Florida, obviously. People make fun of me like, damn, man, your boy from Arkansas. So it's like, that happened to me when I was a junior. You know, things happen. So, you know, when his mom got pregnant, my junior year, it was like, man, what I'm gonna do? And you know, I called my dad. That was a tough conversation to have. And for sure, because you know, you brought up and you want to do things right. You want to do things right structurally, right? But you know, life happens. So what are you gonna do? You know, my dad always raised me to, you know, be a problem solver. So I told him about it, man. He was like, hey, you know what you got to do moving forward? You know, you got to take care of business. So to be honest, when my son came, that was a life-changing moment for me, because it was like, okay, you got to get on the ball now, because not only you have a whole another reason why you have another kid, you have a kid that you have to feed for, you know, fend for. So that was a major adversity. Being a student athlete, you know the demands of that from yourself. Being a student athlete, and then now being a young father while in college, it was tough. But man, like I said, God put people in position, put people in place to help you out, man. Along the way, we've had tremendous help, especially when we was in school. My parents did a really good job helping out. Her dad and her side of the family helped out as well. But man, that was a huge turning point for me. So then transitioning out, you know, my senior year, it's like, well, what are you going to do now after you're done? So crazy story. I tell a lot of people, man, my son is the reason why I got in this profession today. And for those that obviously listening, I'm a strength coach here at the University of Tennessee. We were getting ready to play our bowl game, right? So we were prepping for our bowl game. Coach Malzahn had just got the job at Auburn, but our strength coach still training us because we got a bowl game. We got workouts, and I call him up. I'm like, hey, coach, man, I can't work out at the time that I'm supposed to. My son's mom, she got to go to work. Is there a way that I can, work out at a different time? He's like, can you come right now? I'll take you through it myself. I was like, yeah. He's like, no doubt. All right. So I get there, I get done working out, and he's like, hey, Kincy, man, what do you plan on doing after you graduate? The time frame, this is about December now. So I graduated in a week or two. He was like, I know you graduated, what do you plan on doing? And I was like, man, coach, I'm gonna go through pro day, try that out, give it a shot at the NFL, and then I'm gonna just take it back home and go be a fireman, back in St. Pete. And he was like, what are your thoughts on if I want to bring you along as a GA with me at Auburn to be a strength coach with me? And I was like, man, coach, I don't know about that. I got a son, I ain't thinking about that. I ain't want to coach. And he was like, well, I'll tell you what, I give you 2 weeks to think about it, man. And then after that, I got to make a move. I got to get things rolling. But I would love to join you I would love for you to join us as a strength coach, So I thought about it, man, talked to people that had influence over my life and, got some good words of wisdom and I made it happen. But I tell people all the time, I never knew while I was playing football at Arkansas State, I was interviewing for a job,
Right.
And I tell people all the time, character matters,
Definitely.
because you got 120 people on the team, right? He came to me, one person out of 120 people, and offered me potentially that position. And, so I tell young kids now, if I was a turd growing up, man, I mean, not growing up, but during that process, I was late all the time to workouts. Just wasn't a high character guy. He would have never offered me that spot.
Definitely.
So I thought about it, man, and went on from there. And after the bowl game, we played January 1st or 2nd. January 6th, I had to be in Auburn, So that happened in 2013. We transitioned to go to Auburn, man.
In 2013. So you get to Auburn, serving as the assistant strength and conditioning coach.
Well, at that time, yeah, I was a graduate assistant.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. And was that the year that you guys played Florida State?
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I've definitely been fortunate, man. Get done playing, go right into Auburn as a graduate assistant. The first year we go to the national championship.
That's big.
Crazy year. We've had two games out of that year was miracle games. That was the same year. If you remember the kick six versus Bama in the Iron Bowl, where they kicked the field goal, we called it, took it back 109 yards. And then 2 weeks before that, we played Georgia. They call that the prayer on Jordan Hare, where we threw it up, it get tipped, fall in his hands as the time running out. So, man, just had that year was awesome. Now we came short to Florida State and Jameis Winston down there in the national championship, but the opportunity to play in that, and that was the last BCS bowl game ever, before they started the playoff situation. So we played the Rose Bowl in California. Just a huge blessing to be a part of that.
Definitely. And you serve your position now as the athletic performance coach.
For sure.
Why do you love your job?
Okay. So to answer that, I look at it like this, man. When my coach came and asked me as a player, do I want to do it? And I had time to think about it. And I was like, I didn't think about growing up coaching and definitely not being a strength coach. Why should I do one? Why should I be one? And I looked at the impact that he had on others, right? I looked at the impact that he had on me, how he changed my body, transformed it, just being able to motivate people to get them to do stuff. And then I reverted back to the Bible. We were put on this earth to serve, right? Serve others. So in this position, this unique position I'm in, I'm here to serve others, right? From help them change physically, mentally, and emotionally. I thank God daily for this position because I'm able to help. You look at a football team, right? Of 120 people, 92% of them look like us, So they need us in this profession. No doubt, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So to be able to connect to those guys, to help them out. One of our guys, Derek Brown, played for us at Auburn. He just got drafted 2 years, the number 5 pick overall to the Carolina Panthers. His junior year, he's thinking about going to the league. He gives me a call one night, late, man, like 9 something. That's late for me as a strength coach because we got to be up. I'm like, man, why Derek calling me? He's like, Coach Kincy, man, can you talk? I'm like, what's up, D? I got you, man. He's like, man, I need some help. I need some advice. And I say, what's up, man? You know, it's 9 o'clock, you know. He's like, my girl says she's pregnant, you know, and, you know, I know you went through this when you were in school. What do I do? Light bulb click. You know, for me, it was like God put you in this unique position to help others. Not only just from hey, any guy that has babies within their college time,
Right.
you know, that's what you hear. But that's an advantage for me to help these guys. You know, that's why I'm open and transparent with kind of my life and kind of how things happen. And I bring my kid up there so they could see that. So, you know, being able to talk to him and had let him know, the first thing I said was, hey, it gets greater later, right? And being able to help him through that situation and talk to him, he goes out the next year, balls out, number 5 draft pick. Now, that had nothing to do with my conversation, but being able to just comfort him in that time, because it's hard. Like you said, demands of a student athlete, and then you add on top of that, a young father.
Right.
There's no real handbook on how to be a dad. You could go buy one, but, you know, our parents didn't have that growing up. So being able to make an impact, a lasting impact on these guys' lives, you know, that's what I'm in it for. I want them to be able to call me 10 years from now, 12 years from now, and they're great citizens, you know, of this United States, great husbands, great fathers, you know, great leaders of whatever they want to do, and just ultimately have a lasting impact on these guys.
And we talk about serving. We talk about, I'm a big, like, in the moment type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what's like the advice? What's the vibe that you give to athletes when they enter, you know, saying your place, they enter the gym?
Yeah. So I like looking at it, just coming in as a freshman, man. Let them know that, hey, this is a process and you have to embrace the process. It's a grind, but it's worth it. It's truly worth it. When they come to a place like this, I was fortunate to work at Auburn for 8 years. In the SEC, that's unheard of, you know, in this time of age where everybody wants to win a national championship or you getting fired, you know. So being able to work there for 8 years was a blessing. But, you know, to let them know, hey, this is a process and it's a grind, and enjoy it. You come to a place like Auburn, you come to a place like Tennessee here, you have no reason to not succeed. You have all the tangibles, right? They give you so much help from a tutoring standpoint, from a mentor standpoint, from a food standpoint. You don't go starving here, right? I tell these guys, when you leave this place, you should be well off in a better spot. And my goal for these guys is to, hey, leave the jersey in a better place than you found it, right? When it's your time to hang it up, you know, whatever number you are, number 8, you hang that jersey up, leave it in a better place so for the next guy to come, so he has something to live up to. Right. But for them, get something out of it. To be honest, as bad as it sounds, these schools use guys, right, to make money, right? Yep. They build revenue and bring in revenue from football. Football makes so much money. Why not use the school as well? Get a degree out of it. If not 1, 2. At these places, if you stay in school for 4 years, more likely you're capable of getting 2 degrees here, master's and a bachelor's degree, and use it. So many resources that people come from this university that able to hook you up with jobs, and they want student athletes, right? So I tell people, character matters. That's the biggest thing. Character trumps all, you know, character matters. So be a good person, because football, basketball, track, whatever the case, it doesn't last. You know, you ran track in high school, I'm in college, play football. You no longer do that, right? Myself, I no longer play any sports. But at the end of the day, you got to fall back on something, right? So use it as a resource to get you ahead in life, to build a successful life for yourself.
Respect it. And to end this off, man, like, for those listening, interested in a career field similar to yours, what advice would you give them to be successful?
I would definitely say read a lot, man. In this profession, growing up, my dad, you know, it's crazy, man. Parents, they know but we just don't listen to them. We'll hear from somebody else and be like, oh yeah, that's the gospel. But so my dad growing up, he was like, read, make sure you read and you want to be able to read. And I was a smart kid, grades was great. I knew how to read. I didn't enjoy reading. My sisters, both of them older, they'll read till their eyes get blood. What's crazy is my son is like that now. He loves to read. But in this profession, man, I didn't go into college wanting to be a strength coach, right? So majors didn't go into kinesiology, didn't go into XFIZ, exercise science, none of that. Now, so getting into the field for me, it was a whole bunch of reading and learning how the anatomy works, everything goes on. So getting in this profession, it's a bunch of reading. I definitely say it's worth it. It's a lot of hours. And don't always look for trying to get at, to Division I level. Because if you're truly in it for the right reasons, you can make an impact on any level. You can make an impact on the high school level, in the private sector, in the professional, or in collegiate. Not saying that don't shoot for goals, man, because for me, I have individual goals, right? I still want to be still got some things. I was fortunate to be at SEC programs for all 9 years of my coaching careers up to this point. But nonetheless, I definitely say, make sure you're reading to learn, because you want to be a master of your craft, right? This is a field where we have to know a lot about the body. But man, also, I would say connections is huge, because sadly to say, it's not about what you know here, it's about who you know. Now, you want to be competent in what you know, but it's about who you know. Right. I got this job here at Tennessee based off of somebody who I know, but somebody reached out to them and they threw my name in there. So, and then I kept this job because of who I know. What's crazy is, and the story real quick, I got hired here 2021, January 18th. We got let go of Auburn in December. And so I got hired in January 18th. My first day I get here, the head football coach, the previous football coach, got fired. I got here at 12 o'clock. He gets fired at 12:30. And so I'm like, man, what the heck? I'm about to go back to Auburn. I'm finna go back home, man. Cause but through the grace of God, I was like, just stick it out, So I stuck it out. They ended up getting a new head coach in about 3.5 weeks. That head coach kind of see me. He's able to see me how I coach, and he pulls me in his office, man. Or he actually comes to my office and he's like, hey, Kincy, man, I know I didn't hire you. I know we didn't hire you as a staff. But I mean, I saw you coach these last 3 weeks. Definitely want you to be a part of it. So he ended up keeping me on. That don't happen too often, So, man, I just say, put your head down and work. Don't always try to look at the next best things. Be where your feet is at, and do a good job where you're at. Because at the end of the day, good things are going to happen to good people. It's just a process, and you got to enjoy it.
Definitely, man. Like I said, man, I appreciate you, bro.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? The Legends Corner, spending some time with us, really just giving us game, man. No,
for sure, man. I appreciate you having me, man. And like I said, I'm down anytime, man. Well, it could be the talk shop, whatever the case may be, man. Just holler. You good on my end.
For sure, man. All love, man. Tell your son I said what's up, Big Ahmad.
No doubt, man. He better be getting ready for bed. He got an hour. 8:30 is bedtime. He getting ready to watch the draft, but man, I definitely let him know.
For sure, man. Take it easy. Enjoy the draft. Like I said, holla at you, man. I appreciate it. All love.
Man. Take care of yourself.
All right now.